up demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, near the Villages, and welcome to this week's YouTube Live. If you're new here, I go live every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'd love for you to join us. Set a reminder, invite your friends to join us as well. If you haven't yet, sign up for my email list at stampcampwithjen.com. I send out a reminder every Monday morning around 8 a.m. Eastern Time with the direct link to this, to our weekly video, so you never miss a thing, okay? That's the easiest way to do it. All right, so yesterday, my husband and I celebrated 17 years of marriage. Woo! It was a really nice day. We stayed home, just kind of were lazy, watched football, we had a nice breakfast, and then we went to a place called Ipanema. It's a Brazilian steakhouse that's around here. My daughter and her boyfriend gave us a gift card for it at Christmas last year, and we've been saving it for our anniversary. So we went there. My son Ethan went with us as well, and a 14-year-old boy and all-you-can-eat steak is a match made in heaven. His face the whole time was so funny. Matt and I kept laughing because he was just had the biggest smile on his face. He loved it. Thanks, Mom. She said, I love your sweater, and it's perfect because we're going to make a card with the new Stay Warm stamp set, which has a fun like holiday sweater in it. So it is actually getting chilly down here. It was 52 degrees this morning, and I heard it's supposed to be like in the upper 30s tomorrow morning, which is unheard of for Florida. That's very, very strange for us. So I know everybody's going to be walking around in sweats and sweaters and stuff tomorrow, heavy jackets tomorrow. So hi, Lori from Minnesota. Oh, thank you so much for the anniversary wishes. Kathy likes my sweater. Oh, you're back in Florida, Kathy. Welcome back. All right, so I'm going to, but that's what we did. So, oh yeah, watch out for falling iguanas. If you've never heard, hadn't heard of that until I came to Florida, but apparently when it gets really cold down here, the iguanas will freeze up in the trees and fall down. I think it's more like a southern Florida thing, like down in Miami, but yeah, that's what I hear is that it happens. That's gotta be wild. Lori, it's 29 degrees in Minnesota. Oh my goodness. Have you guys gotten snow yet? I heard, I took my son to get a haircut this weekend, and one of the ladies getting her hair done said she just came back from Iowa, and they were supposed to be getting snow this week. So she's like, I got back just in time. I missed the snow, which is so funny. Some people love it. Some people can't wait to get out of it. So I don't blame them. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to go over a couple of quick reminders, and then we're going to start today's card, which is really fun. We're making a bandstand card. If you've never heard of it, it's really actually pretty easy, and it's a great wow card to make. And you may have made it before, but there's lots of different variations as well. I got my dimensions and cutting instructions from Dawn Griffith at Dawn Stampin' Thoughts. She has a lot of great videos, so that's where I got my my cutting measurements was from her. But there, like I said, there's many different variations. If you just Google bandstand card, you'll find a bunch of different versions of it. Lori said, oh, you've gotten a dusting in Minnesota. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the camera around real quick here. This way. It's about to turn the camera all funny on you guys. All right. So just real quick, if you haven't heard, Stampin' Storage is doing an early holiday sale, which ends tonight, Monday, November 10th. They're doing 15% off store-wide. You get free shipping on orders of $150 or more in the 48 domestic United States. Like I said, it ends tonight. There are some exclusions that apply. Some of the bigger items, I think, like the craft tower or something, don't apply, but and they are giving you a free gift with a $150 purchase. And I do believe I have my Stampin' storage. Yeah, if you scroll down to the description all the way at the bottom, I have a link for my Stampin' storage affiliate. If you wouldn't mind clicking on that and shopping with me, I do earn a small commission when you shop with me, and I really appreciate your business. Karen from Oregon, welcome. Lori from Summerfield is here. Lots of Loris. All right, and then this is what I am scrambling to do this week. I have my big 3-day craft show this weekend in Ocala. If you are able to join me and stop by and say hello, I would love to see you. I was actually working on stuff right before I came on here this morning, trying to get as much as I can. I want to have lots of variety for people to choose from, but yeah, I am working on this all week. So it starts Friday and goes through Sunday. Friday, they have a special like VIP shopping, like early shopping that you can attend if you want to. I think you pay a little bit extra for it, but it's like a VIP shopping pass where you can go in like an hour or two early, and I'm sure that's probably the best time to go before all the crowds, because there's going to be over 350 vendors at this thing, and you have to pay to get in. So it's, from what I hear, it's humongous. I've never been there as a shopper, vendor, anything. This is my first time, so I'm curious to see how this goes, but I'm just trying to get as prepared as possible for this. So if you aren't able to join me though, make sure to check out my social media, because I will be posting pictures and videos as much as I can throughout the weekend to kind of give you a sneak peek into what I've been up to. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay, but if you do need tickets, this is the website, bmgevents.com/Ocala Craft Show. And you can check that out and get your tickets. Okay. All right. And then this month, I've teamed up with these lovely ladies, and we are giving you gift and treat packaging made simple ideas for your gift and treat packaging for the holidays. So the project that I made is this cute little Ghirardelli treat holder. You open it up and it holds 3 Ghirardelli squares, and you actually use a little punch to make the opening. It's really quick and easy, and I did use a little Velcro dot to keep it closed. These would be great little table favors or neighbor gifts, something for your postman maybe. These would be really great to have a bunch of these like in your purse when you're out shopping, and kind of hand them out as like random acts of kindness. They're not too big, so they wouldn't take up a whole lot of space in your bag. They're really great little treats. But as you can see, there's like a little gift card holder with some candy, a gift bag, a double slider gift card holder. This one's a little origami treat holder that I think also holds Ghirardelli chocolates. This is a little treat box here. Another one with the gingerbread man. This one's mine. And then this is a little gift card holder that looks like a present. So there's lots of great inspiration here. They are video tutorials. So you'll get a video for each of these projects, as well as a PDF for each one that has the measurements and the supply information on there as well. So if you'd like to get this, you can earn it for free by shopping with me and placing a $50 order in November, or you can purchase it anytime in my PDF store. And the link is in, I believe, did I put the link up? Yep, the link is in the description in the video. I already did that ahead of time. I was so proud of myself. I was actually kind of ahead this weekend. I was trying to get ahead as much as I could. All right, and then this is just a friendly reminder. I do offer a Stamp Camp to Go monthly subscription. Every month I come up with a different, what I call Stamp Camp to Go. It's a card class in the mail. I feature a different bundle or stamp set, and we make 4 different cards. You get 2 card kits for each card, so a total of 8 cards. And you get, it's a 10% savings when you do the monthly subscription. So normally it's about $50 if you do the one-time purchase, but when you do the monthly Stamp Camp to Go subscription, it's $45. And then after 6 consecutive months of being a subscriber, I send you a $25 Stamper Award as a thank you for subscribing. So if you want to get the next month's kit, you just need to subscribe by the 1st of the month. I usually try to advertise them the last week the current month. So like this month, the last week of November, I will advertise what we're doing for December, and those kits will ship out sometime in mid-December, okay? All right. And then I do have Stampin' Blends labels for sale. These are a one-time purchase of $5. This is a great way to keep your Stampin' Blends organized when you have them in your little Stampin' Blends trays. But like I said, it's a one-time purchase of $5, and then any future labels that I make, you will get them automatically emailed to you for free. I have all of the current in colors, the current natural tones, the current colors, and then also the recently retired 23 to 25 in colors. So there's a link for that in the description below this video as well, okay? All right, so that's all the reminders for today. Now, let's make our card. Okay, so let me show you. So this is what we're gonna make. This is the Stay Warm Bandstand card, and I love this on the back. I put the little mittens down there. I felt like it looked like it was giving you a paper hug. So I paired this stamp set. So if you've never seen this before, this is the Stay Warm stamp set. So this is a reversible stamp set, meaning you could stamp on both sides of the stamp. So like the image for the hat, it has all the details on the front, and then the back, the flat side, you stamp to get the filled in part, okay? So that's how you do that. And I'll show you. I really wanted to feature this because I noticed some people I know some people may not have ever done it before or may be intimidated by it. So it's really very simple. But yeah, you can even see in the little stamp case here, it shows you like the gray is the filled in part, and then the dark gray is the more detailed part of the stamp set. But I really like the reversible stamps. I think they're really fun. It's a really unique thing that Stampin' Up! Has. So this paper, if you don't recognize it, is actually from the Elegant Pines Elegant Pine Snowflake. I always forget the whole name of it, but I really liked the like this shaded spruce background, so that's why I did that for the whole background here. And then I wanted to do kind of non-traditional colors, so I did like a little purple sweater. It was funny, I showed it to my husband. He was like, do those two colors go together? I was like, I don't know, I just going for something different. I think it does, but you could always change the color if you don't like that color. Hello, Debbie from Florida. Hi, Evelyn from Germany. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, so let me show you how to make this. This is super, super easy. And then when I'm done, I will show you the one I made for my husband for our anniversary. I made the same bandstand fold, but I changed it. I used a different stamp set and paper, and it is so freaking cute, if I do say so myself. All right, so we have, I cut the DSP already just because there's a bunch of little pieces here, but I will have all these dimensions in the PDF. And actually the PDF is already listed below. If you want to click on it, you can, but it will also be on my blog. And there's so many pieces. Here we go. There's two for the middle here, and then there's these two on the outside, and then there's little strips, and then there's a big piece on the back. So there's lots of pieces of DSP. Now I'm going to show you how to cut the shaded spruce part to make it the easiest way possible. Let's see. I'm trying to use my scraps. Let me see if I have scraps big enough here. No need to cut into a new sheet if we can use our scraps, right? All right, 2.5 by 7. Let's see. Whoop. Dropping stuff here. Move that up. Get our paper trimmer out. I'm pretty sure this one's probably 2.5, yeah. So we're gonna open our little arm here. We need a 2.5 by 7 inch piece. So this is 7. Oops. And we need 2.5. Okay. All right, so for this piece here, we're cutting these two panels, this top and bottom panel. So we're gonna do this all at once, and this is the easiest way to do this. So with the 7-inch side across the top here, we're gonna score it at 3/4 of an inch. Use that light gray, not the dark gray. 3/4 of an inch. And then 2.5. 4.5, and 6.5, which is past the arm. It's that long piece. When you go past the arm, that gray piece, it's the long line right there. That's 6.5. Is that right? This looks too short. Why does this look too short? This is 7. Oh, 6.25, I'm sorry. Ooh, 6.25, which is actually this little line right here. Let's see if you can see that. That line right there is 6.25. It's not the easiest, I know. If you don't want to use this part though, to do it, it's 3/4 inch on this end. So you could just rotate it and do 3/4 of an inch and do it, because that's what it's going to end up being. When we do 6.25, you have that 3/4 of an inch to the right of your scoring blade. So you could just score that 3/4 of an inch. Just make sure that you're at 3/4 of an inch on that side if you don't want to worry about looking at that side. It's the same thing. Okay. All right. And then our base is going to be 4.25 by 5 3/8. So let's see if this piece is big enough. 4.25, nice, by 5 3/8. This was 5.5. So 5 3/8. So this is 5.25, and we just go 1, 2 to the left, and that's 5 3/8. Okay. And then with this long 5 3/8 piece on the top, we're going to score it 3/4 on both sides. And I like to use this side. I think I've said that many times before. I like to use this side of my scoring track here when I'm doing anything less than an inch. That way I can hold my paper with my left hand. So we're just going to go to 3/4 of an inch here and score with that light gray blade. I'm going to rotate it again and do 3/4 of an inch. Okay. And that's really it. I mean, oh, and then this piece, I forgot to show you, sorry. So this piece that was 7 by 2.5, we're actually going to line it up at 1.25 and cut it in half to get those 2 panels. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So there's 2 panels here, okay? All right. That's the basics. I didn't have to cut into a new sheet of paper. I used my scraps. That's always good, right? Okay, so now we're going to take this piece here. We're going to fold it. And I need a bone folder, of course. Here. I'm going to fold that in. Okay. Now we can take this piece and we can glue it right on the inside. And since there's such a small border around the edges, I will use liquid glue just to give me a little bit of time. And this is really pretty too. If you wanted to switch it, how about we do that actually? Let's switch it for this card and play around with the colors a little bit. So I'm actually going to do the opposite side for this one. And maybe we'll make a blue sweater to go with it. And then you guys can tell me which one you like. Can always change things. That's what I love about these papers. You can change it and make it whatever you want. So we'll just flip everything around here. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to keep flipping that. Maybe you don't like the non-traditional. Maybe you like the traditional colors of the paper. You can always do whatever you want with that. So that's a little strip there. Has anybody on here made a Bandstand card before or heard of this card before? I know they're fairly, well, I don't know if they're new to the card making world, but I know they kind of became popular recently. They haven't been around too long that I've heard of anyway. All right, so these folds are all going to get folded backwards, okay, for those 2 strips here. I'm going to fold those back. And then we have a bunch of pieces. So these are actually going to go on to our card like this. Here we have 2 pieces that are a little bit longer than these edge pieces here. And like I said, all the measurements are in the PDF, so you don't have to watch me cut everything. So we'll go ahead and put all those on. I like to lay everything down first and make sure that I have it in the right spot before I start gluing it down. There we go. You don't have to use liquid glue all the time. I just, since I'm already doing it, I figured I'll just keep going with the liquid glue here. Anybody there? Have you guys made a Bandstand card before or heard of this card fold before? All right, there's one strip and another one. This is pretty quick and easy. It's not too bad. This will be the middle one. Actually, I'm going to switch to Stampin' Seal Plus. This is taking forever with the liquid glue. Lori from Minnesota said you may have made a version of this. Made a few fun folds. There's lots of fun folds out there. All right. So now what we want to do with this, we're going to attach these panels to this. So what we want to do is we want to line this card up so it's in between these outer score lines. And we're going to line the top up with that top panel here. And once we have it all flush, have the ends all flush, we are going to zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about here. So we want these ends, these top ends, to line up with each other. And then once we do that, we'll take our liquid glue and we'll, of course I grabbed the wrong one. This one's all stuck. We'll take our liquid glue here and we'll apply a little bit of liquid glue on both sides. And then we just fold that over, okay? And we do this before we put the DSP on the back because that DSP is going to cover up our little folds here. So we'll do the same thing on the bottom. Now, if you have directional paper, obviously you want to make sure it's going in the right direction, but this isn't really directional. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to line this bottom edge up here and make sure we're kind of centered between those score lines. And then we'll add some liquid glue. Right here. And liquid glue on this side. And that is how you get the basic shape, okay? And now, while we have this, we can take our other strips of DSP that we have here, and we can just kind of center these on that back side. Kind of cover everything up there. We'll do one more. You don't think you've made this, Lori? This is a new one to try. Fun folds are always so awesome. are always something that I have to do for my husband because he does not like just a plain flat card. He's like, that's so boring. All right, I'll zoom back out a little bit here. So that is the basic shape. And it's called a bandstand because it kind of looks like the stage of, you know, like a bandstand or a stage at a concert or something. So that's the basic shape here, okay? So now we have to do our little sweater and do a little bit of decorating. Oh, and I forgot to cut my white, so I need to get a piece of white out as well. So the white piece that goes on the back is just the same size as that big snowflake DSP piece that we did. So we need to cut that down to 4 1/8 by 3 3/4. So I'll just cut a piece 3 3/4 by 4 1/8. Okay. So we'll set that aside. First, we're gonna do our sweater. So I did purple before, but since I've changed this paper up a little bit, maybe we should do like a blue or a red. I did like a pinkish color. Let's see. So we're gonna do, because Misty Moonlight is the color in the paper, and we're gonna put Balmy Blue as the background color on this. So what we need to do, and I need to get like a wipe or something, because this is gonna get real messy real fast. All right. So I have the sweater stamp, and like I said, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm actually gonna stamp the solid portion first. So I want that flat side, face side up. And then we're gonna come in here with Balmy Blue. Zoom out just a little bit here. And we're going to stamp right onto our paper. Let me make sure you see what I'm doing here. Get some more Balmy Blue. Make sure we're nice and inked up here. We're just gonna press down really good. Okay, and if there's some little blemishes on there, that's not a huge deal because we are going to stamp over it in a darker color, and it kind of looks like sweater material when it's the way it is right now, so I don't mind it. Okay, so I'm cleaning the back side off, and then we're gonna flip it over. So now the more detailed side is face up. And now, it's all wet. Okay, now we're gonna switch to Misty Moonlight, because like I said, that's the color that's with the paper. So I'm gonna switch to Misty Moonlight, make sure my stamp is sticking to my block. Okay. I'm going to ink it up in Misty Moonlight and stamp right over it. I try to go straight down and up so it doesn't get all wonky on you. And that is our little blue sweater. It's so cute. All right, so we are going to hand cut that for the front, and then I'll show you some more stamping. Okay. Let that dry. So I'll close my ink pad for now. And then this is really easy to cut, but so if you are like my mom, I love you, Mom, but she is very much a perfectionist, and I can hear her actually going, the lines don't match up. It's not supposed to. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be a little off. That's just how it is when you have reversible stamps. They don't always match up like they're supposed to. If that bothers you, then maybe this isn't the stamp set for you. But It's not supposed to be perfectly lined up. It is going to be a little out of the line. So if you're okay with that, then this is really a fun one to try. I love you, Mom, but I can hear you from all the way down in Florida from South Carolina going, they don't line up. All right, so then we'll just cut in where the little sleeves are. I just know how she is. She does beautiful cards, but I know this would drive her crazy. And just hand cutting. This isn't too bad to hand cut. I know some people hate fussy cutting or hand cutting, if you will. But this is really pretty simple. And this is the only part we're going to hand cut, is this one. Okay, so we've got our little sweater. And now I've got a circle, which is the largest one from the Stylish Shapes. This one here. This is my favorite set. If you don't have this, I highly recommend getting it. I use it all the time, but we're just using the largest of the Stylish Shapes, which it measures about 3 inches, 3 to 3 1/8 of an inch. Okay. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use this to kind of put on the center of our card. So we'll put like a little bit of liquid glue on the top of the bottom and just kind of center it here. And we are going to put some words on underneath there, so just kind of be mindful of that. But we're just going to take a little bit of liquid glue and just put a little bit towards the top. I think this one is dry. I don't know why I keep reaching for that one. You just throw it out. So a little bit of liquid glue on the top and the bottom. Now, be careful when you apply your glue that you don't do it too close to your edges. Now, this circle is pretty, it goes to about halfway up there. So as long as I put a little line at the top and the bottom, it shouldn't be an issue. And then I can actually flatten this out so that I can flatten that glue on there too. Now I like to do this before putting my sweater on. That way I'm not trying to fidget with the circle and make sure everything's lined up. A circle is a circle. It's not gonna be all over the place. So it's not gonna be crooked or anything like that. So as long as you put the circle on first, then you can put your sweater on and it won't be an issue and you won't be worrying about if it's right side up or anything. Okay, so we've got our circle on. We're gonna just pop this up with some dimensionals that I've got sitting right in front of my face. Do you guys have this set yet? The Stay Warm stamp set? It wasn't even on my radar, but one of the girls, one of my customers ordered it and I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, that's actually really cute. And I had some, two-sided stamps before, the reversible stamps before, and I really do think they're a cool little technique. So all right, so we're just going to kind of center that in our circle with those pop-ups, the dimensionals. And now we're going to take a piece of, I just have a 1/2 inch wide strip of basic white, and we're going to bring in, what do we do with it? Another stamp set if I can find it. I had it just a second ago. I swear, you guys, my stuff is all over. There it is. That's what fell not too long ago. So we're going to use the Snowflake Kisses stamp set. I think it goes all the sentiments go really well with this Stay Warm stamp set. So it's, if kisses were snowflakes, I'd send you a blizzard. We're using this Happy Winter. There's also Winter is Warmer When We're Together. You could put a couple sweaters on a card and do that one. That'd be really cute. Be warm and well. May the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship. Let it snow, sending warm hugs. Lots of love to you and yours. You're one of a kind. So lots of nice, warm, loving sentiments. We're going to use this one on the back, as you see. So we're using that, may the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship, and we're doing the Happy Winter on the front, and then we're going to stamp some of those mittens on there as well. Lori says, I haven't purchased any reversible stamps. Evelyn says, neither have I, but I think I should. You should try it. It's lots of fun. All right, so now I think I put all my stamps back. Yay, I did. Good job. Sometimes I leave them on blocks and they're scattered all over the place, so you never know. All right, so we're going to do the Happy Winter, and again, I'm going to do it in Misty Moonlight this time. All of the information, like the colors and stuff, in the PDF are for the purple, though, not the blue. So, but I think it's pretty easy to figure out. So we're going to do the Happy Winter. And then while we have our ink out, we will go ahead and stamp on our white. Now, something to note about our white piece here. Obviously, it's not a perfect square, so we want to make sure it's the right side up before we start stamping, so we don't stamp it sideways. Okay, so now we're going to do the May the Chill of Winter be warmed by love and friendship. And do that in the Misty Moonlight. Oh, actually, no, I did that in Shaded Spruce. I like doing that in Shaded Spruce. And then we'll do the Misty Moonlight and the Balmy Blue in the mittens. Save Shaded Spruce for this one. All right. Right in the center there, like that. All right, and then we're going to grab our mittens. All right. So in the set, you do have 2 mittens. One, obviously you need a hand, one left hand and one right hand. So I'm just going to put them on different blocks here. So we want the flat side up first, and we're gonna grab our Balmy Blue and do that. Okay. And like I said, I did it so it looks like you're giving a hug on the bottom there. So there's one. And here's the other one. We'll clean those off and flip them over. And they're actually going to be like this one I just stamped, but when I flip it over, it's going to be the top of this one. It's pretty interesting, right? All right, so now we're going to go back to Misty Moonlight. And that's going to be the top over here. So you can see it a little better. So do your best to stamp in the middle, but again, it's not going to perfectly line up, but that's okay. Don't freak out. All right. That's how it's supposed to be. It's not going to be perfect. All right, so that's our stamping. So we'll close our ink there, get our stamps out of the way. And then I'll go ahead and put this one on the back, and then we'll do the little Happy Winter for the front. And we should be about done. We're almost there. That's so cute. I love that. All right, and then like I said, you could leave this blank if you wanted to. If you don't like the Happy Winter or you don't want to put anything on the front, you could just leave it blank with a sweater. Or you can trim this down with your paper snips and make little banner ends, which is what we're going to do. And we're just going to cut up the middle a little bit. I've been trying to do this more and more so that I get the practice. This isn't my favorite thing to do because I'm not very good at it, but I know I need the practice. So that's a little crooked. That's okay though. Mine always come out wonky. They're never centered. That's why I still have my punch, my banner punch, and I use that a lot more than doing this by hand. But I know I need the practice, so I'm trying to practice. Oh, Lori said this is cute. Thanks for sharing. That's so sweet, Lori. I hope you do give it a shot. It is lots of fun. All right, so we're going to put a couple dimensionals on here. And we're just going to put this right below that sweater. And that's it. Which one do you like better? Do you like the more detailed with the colors, or do you like the more non-traditional? Oh, and then I did promise that I had my card that I made for my husband. So this is what I made for him. I thought it was so cute. I used the Timeless Plaid DSP and the Darling Dinos, and I was cracking up because my husband wears glasses, so I stamped the little glasses on him. And I didn't realize until I was making this that it has little kisses in one of the stamps in that set, and I just thought that was adorable. I love it so much. So I do have the PDF for this one as well, because I did put an extra layer of cardstock behind the DSP, and there's a different stamp set and stuff. So there is a separate PDF for this one if you want to give this one a shot. And on the back, I did the happy anniversary from the Layers of Beauty is what that stamp set is. It's so cute. And then I'm covering up my little message to my husband. But yeah, I love this so much. I thought it was so cute. I was giggling so much when I was stamping the glasses. I thought that was so funny. So let me know which one you like the best. I love them all, but I think the dinos are my favorite. But I don't know. I think the blue sweater might be better than the purple one. I'm not sure. But that's why we play around and kind of play with the papers and stuff like that, right? All right. So thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, if you're near the Ocala, Florida area this weekend, you're able to stop by and say hi at my craft show. I would love to see you. Please say hello. I don't think there's a lot much else going on this week. It's busy holiday season. I'm sure you guys are all getting ready for the holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving or you're starting your Christmas shopping. I'm hoping to start that after my craft show is over. Don't forget to check out the Stampin' Storage sale before it ends tonight, and sign up for my newsletter at stampcampwithjen.com if you haven't already. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and until next time, be safe and happy stamping. Bye-bye.